What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to GmiasWorld, and we're back at it with some more breakdown of Madden 26 gameplay. And there is a flaw that has been fixed, and that's been plaguing us for the last several Maddens, where the throwing motions of the quarterbacks, we just don't really know what's going on with it. Very unstable, and we don't really get the gist of what's going on. So the reason that EA Sports probably showcased this was to kind of show you guys that they're going to be focusing on player styles. Okay, so specific ways that the players play, that's what we're going to get on the field. Now, many of you guys have been making fun of it like, yo, their license is up next year and all this stuff like that. It doesn't really matter about that. Madden is Madden. Even when 2K was popping, Madden was still, they still have their fan base. So it's not more about that. We're just looking for the better gameplay. So we're going to talk about some of these throwing motions. We're going to talk about why I see it as something that's going to be fixed and what we can expect in Madden 26. So as you look at some of these things and some of these throws that are being made, you see that it's specific to the quarterback, as opposed to what they tried to do. If you guys remember in Madden 20, as you see Kyler Murray do, what he does, he jukes and he throws dots, bro. Like it doesn't happen a lot because the Cardinals been losing a lot, but for the most part it happens. But look, when Madden 20 dropped, right, it was about Bazooka and Patrick Mahomes. There wasn't anything really specific. In fact, Aaron Rodgers was one of the best quarterbacks in Madden 20 without abilities when it was introduced. But look at all the things that they're bringing back, and they're trying to stabilize the way that the players are going to actually perform. Take a look at Caleb Williams, right? This dude is in the air jumping around, okay? We've been waiting for that type of jump pass to be consistent in Madden for a while. This is actually not the first year that the jump pass has been in the game. If you know, you know. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like, it's not a big deal. Like, yo, bro, what are you talking about? We were able to jump pass in 20, 21. The animations were there. It just wasn't consistent. And you couldn't really get off an accurate pass in most cases. Most of the time, it was going to be an interception. But one of the things that I think EA is trying to do with this, including the fact of trying to make it a little bit more realistic with the way that the players actually play on the field, they're bringing it to you as, specific player archetype type things, okay? For you MUT players like myself, we're all very concerned with how it's going to perform in Ultimate Team. This is all regs. Okay, so when you're looking at the gameplay, you're probably fascinated like this. You're looking at Josh Allen like, oh my goodness, he's making those underarm throws and doing all this weird stuff. When you play in regs, not only are you going to be able to do this, you're also going to be able to do that Saquon Barkley hurdle on a regular basis, dude, as long as he has the stamina and things of that nature. Now, you got to remember, without specific abilities like leapfrog and other things that add the factor to not fumble, you're going to be putting the ball on the ground. So I know a lot of you guys are very excited about it. Like, oh my God, I can't wait to hurdle over a 7-foot dude. Bro, it's not like how it was when they first introduced leapfrog. In fact, if you look at the animation through all of the gameplays that have been out, it's not OP to the way that we're thinking it's going to be. Like if a defender is going for a hit stick and he actually goes and he's leading with his head and trying to smash your brains in, you're going to be able to successfully get that. If a player is upright and he's strafing, you're not going to be as successful. So I want to make sure that you guys are seeing everything that's going on so that it doesn't become like, oh my goodness, I was looking forward to just doing it every snap, and that's what it's going to be. As we focus in on the unique arm slots, right? Look at the way that they've described it. Now, we've been able to see different releases throughout the years, and even right now, if you look up their archetypes, you can clearly see what some of the archetypes are for most of the quarterbacks, even in Madden 25. But they've doubled down on it now. They're specifying how it's going to go, what it's going to be like, and how specific players are going to play. Again, if you are a regs player or you're a franchise player, you're going to get this more specific to the player. Ultimate Team, we may not get these type of additions immediately. This is not going to be something that just jumps out in the Ultimate Team. Whatever type of archetype of the player that you use in Madden Ultimate Team for Madden 26 is going to be specific to the player that you actually use. That's something that you guys need to really focus on and kind of get into your heads, because everything that we've been seeing so far, it leads us to believe that it's going to be very unique to those particular things. Jalen Hurts, Even in Ultimate Team, he squats down low and does certain things that only Jalen Hurts does. So this is not something that's just out of nowhere. It's just going to be more consistent. So the flaw of having everybody do the same thing and not understanding what they're supposed to be doing, that seems to be, rectified. It seems to be, they're going to have it set a certain way. Even right now, when Lamar Jackson goes up, in Ultimate Team, he goes up to the line of scrimmage. He does that little thing with his towel and waves it a little bit. He does have one of the slower audibles and hot routes and everything like that. I'm not sure if that's realistic. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they slow it down because he's usually going to a run or going to pistol or whatever he's doing in his actual formation. But this is not actually brand new. These are things that have been in the game that they're now going to focus in on more. So we're going to get a better experience probably overall. I think as far as the realism of the footwork and the traits and all that stuff, I think you franchise guys are going to be winning. All right. And the reason that I say that is every player's attribute, every player's ability is going to mean so much more in that mode. It's kind of making me envious because we started up a GmiasWorld franchise for Madden 25, but we didn't finish after one season because I just don't have the time. And, primarily I'm a MUT player. So that's just pretty much what I am. I'm going to play MUT. Like, I don't really want to do that. If they bring franchise to MUT, yeah, I'm in. But as far as just playing franchise, it's not for me. But if you are a franchise player, this is going to matter. Because you got to look at this. The reason that I have this still right here frozen and we're looking at risk taker is because players with that ability are going to be more, more able. They're going to be more able to actually get that ball into those tight spots to make sure that it's a completion. You know what I'm saying? But then again, if the ability doesn't work, which is what they're saying, like it's going to be 50% of the time, there's a chance that that risk taker may not make that throw. Because it is it's obviously a risk that you're taking to go ahead and do this. So a lot of the additions that they added into it, I think they're going to finally fix that flaw of making it so that the players are able to play according to what they do. It's very important that EA Sports actually does that. You know what I'm saying? Like, because we've been going through too much and not being able to get certain things done in the manner in which we want to get it done, as far as our quarterback play. Even right now with Madden 25, everybody plays the same for the most part because it's Ultimate Team. And even if you have a quarterback that's a legend or a quarterback that's current or whatever like that, certain things are not the way that it's supposed to be. And now that they're doing this, it looks like even like the older quarterbacks are going to get a specific archetype of a current quarterback so that they'll play like this and be able to do a lot of the things that they're doing. Just remember, Madden Ultimate Team, you're probably going to be able to get abilities to do all of the throws, all right? But I'm talking about the overall flaw of the quarterback just not being consistent to the type of archetype they have. It seems like they're going to make it so it's a little bit more realistic and we're going to get a lot more out of the game. So I'm pretty excited about it. It's like the same thing every year. It's like, yo, is EA going to do me crazy? Are they going to put the game out and then patch it? Or is something weird going to happen? And it's like, oh my goodness, please give us a chance. But maybe they'll change it this year. Let's go ahead and see. I'm going to see you guys and girls next time. You enjoy your day. One love, y'all.